And welcome everybody to our February 2nd tournament of Mixed Tournament. I'm Common 1101. I am joined here by Earthkey.
What up, what up?
And so we are jumping right into the picks and bans phases now. First bans coming out are the Fizz and the Thresh. Fizz was strong last game, and Thresh, just a normal ban for most leagues.
Yeah, that's the thing. Thresh has become such a common ban nowadays just because of how strong he is in lane. He's got a fair amount of poke. He's got a great amount of CC as well. He's just one of those champions that no one really wants to deal with at the moment. They can, mind you. There are definitely ways of dealing with him, but it's just so much easier to kick him out of the entire Summoner's Rift. So definitely a common ban. Not surprising at all to see him taken away.
Next one's coming out are that Mundo and the Kale, both extremely strong. Kale late game can pretty much burst any squishy down, and even some tanks she can burst down really well to where they have no HP. And Mundo, just a tanky menace that nobody likes.
Well, it's not just that in combat, it's the fact that he can slow you constantly throughout a team fight, and the more you beat him down, the stronger he gets. His masochism, which is his attack damage steroid, increases the lower his health is. So he's got his sadism popping the whole time. He's regenerating a lot of health, but he's still low enough to gain even more attack damage, and that's really what makes him so threatening. On top of the fact that he gets 30 bonus tenacity as long as Burning Agony is going on, that means he's never slowed down by anything. He is always in your face, and there's just nothing you can really do about it. Definitely a strong ban, and Riot's working on lowering some of his numbers, because he is just, like you said, a bit too much of a tanky menace at the moment.
Next band's coming out is that Kassadin and Anasis for last. Kassadin, he's so strong. He basically has infinite flashes with his Rift Walk, and then not only that, he's like a Fizz except stronger. He can just instantly burst somebody, take them out of the game. His silence and his slow are both very hard to deal with. And then Nasus, obviously nobody wants to deal with the late game Nasus. That's just no fun at all.
No, it's no fun to mess with the dog. He's so tanky, and he has so much power, and essentially he takes out your AD carry from the entire team fight, and nobody wants that. No one wants to fight a 4v5 because your AD carry can't really auto-attack in the back, and that's really detrimental for a lot of champions like Jinx, who can't really utilize that attack speed bonus that she gets. Champions like Vayne as well, who really rely on it, and it's just absolutely devastating. But that Leona pick coming out from Dyrus, not that surprising, and such a powerful choice. Now that Thresh is completely off the table for both sides, she is, I'd say, the tankiest bot lane support left. Because you've got Taric and you've got Alistar, and they're fairly tanky. They do a good job what they do, but neither of them have the all-in that Leona brings. They don't have that extra burst damage that she brings with her passive, with her abilities. There's just so much damage and so much CC that she brings to that bot lane. Not surprised to see Dyrus actually pick her up first, because that can really define bot lane, especially early on.
And now that Lux pickup, actually very interesting. That Lux is not a commonly seen champion anymore. Her nerfs were not that bad, but they still extended her cooldowns a little and nerfed the damage on her ultimate. And then the Lee Sin pickup. Lee Sin, he's a really clutch champion. If you can be landing his Sonic Waves and be able to hit them really well, then yeah, you'll be doing great. But if you can't hit them and you're constantly missing, he's pretty useless of a champion.
Oh yeah, I gotta agree with you on that. Lee Sin, as long as he can match those skill shots, then he's golden. But you miss that Sonic Wave, then you're you're up the creek without a paddle. I'll tell you that. And it's nice to see Lux back on the field, because there was that one point in combat where everyone was playing Lux, because everyone just loved the fact that she had so much range. She was so safe as a mid laner. She brought a lot of damage to the table, a lot of utility, and I don't know, she was very frustrating. Yes, exactly. She brought a lot of wave clear as well, so she could push the tower very easily. And she has since fallen out there because her mana costs are a bit high. Her movement speed did get lowered. And on top of that, you look at someone like Ziggs or Gragas, who also have pretty phenomenal wave clear, but also bring a lot more to the table. Ziggs brings damage, he brings slows, he brings knockup, and then he's also got that global bomb. He's sort of the same champion in a sense, but the fact that he can get out of sticky situations by himself, not through his own CC, but through that jump he gets using Satchel Charge is also, yeah, it's very nice. It's exactly what is needed in the mid lane at the moment. But I'm happy to see a Lux mid.
And Dyrus OP picking up that Vi and the Sivir, so they're looking for a lot of mobility. And then coming out of Do You Fear Death, something to hopefully counter that Vi is the Fiddlesticks. The Fiddlesticks Fear late game is going to be terrifying, along with his ultimate. That's just a ton of AoE damage. And then also that Malphite. So right now it's looking like Do You Fear Death are wanting to go for that more AoE-oriented comp and looking to just burst down a whole team rather than just one person. But Dyrus OP coming back and picking up the Vladimir, and as we were talking about, the Ziggs. So very strong compositions coming out.
Yeah, it kind of looks like they've chosen comps that are exceptionally good at catching teams out or catching just people out and blowing them up. Leona is fantastic at locking down one person or even a team using that solar flare. And with the Vlad and the Ziggs there as well, that's a phenomenal amount of AP burst. You've also got that on Do You Fear Death, though. So what I think we're actually going to see, more than anything combat, is we're just going to see huge clash after clash, wherever that may be, or we're going to see a lot of little picks. Either way, both teams have a very solid way of dealing with both. You've got Leona on Dyrus OP. You've got Fiddlesticks with his incredibly long Terrify on Do You Fear Death. And I don't know who's going to come out on top. I've got to say it's got to be Dyrus OP at the moment, just because I do love the Leona Vi lockdown comp. And on top of that, you've got Vlad and Ziggs throwing on AP damage.
Plus the Sivir ultimate for that chase. So no matter how much Fears, Fiddlesticks, and Fears and Silences, Fiddlesticks is going to be thrown out. Once Sivir pops that ultimate, they can stick to Do You Fear Death really well.
That's the thing, yeah. And not only can they stick to them well, they can also escape them. If Fiddlesticks does jump over the wall and tries to initiate a team fight along with Malphite and Ashe, popping that Sivir ultimate can get Dyrus OP back far enough to then re-engage later on, maybe in a more profitable situation for them. One where they're not going to get caught out by any damage from Fiddlesticks' ult, where they're not going to get caught out by that Ashe arrow, by that Malphite unstoppable force. It's going to be a very close game. I think what's really going to determine this, actually, combat, is where things go in the landing phase. And I've got to say, that Ziggs versus Lux mid is going to be incredibly interesting to see, because both are very long range. They've got ways of avoiding each other's spells. You've got the shield on Lux. You've got the satchel charge on Ziggs. He's going to be able to just keep himself away from anything if he needs to. And they've also got an extreme amount of burst. So if one does get caught out, that person is going to die. And that's the lane we're going to look to most, I'd say.
Something interesting, though, is that bot lane. I just want to talk about it real quick for Purple Team, or Do You Fear Death. The Ashe pickup. That is a champion that has really fallen off in play just because she has almost no ability, especially now where you're seeing a lot more Sivir, a lot more Jinx. Those two, and a lot more Lucian, my bad. Those champions all have a form of escape of some kind, whether it be Jinx's Flame Chompers, Lucian's Dash, or Sivir's Ultimate. Ashe doesn't really have that. All she has is a slow, but to do that, she has to get decently close, and by then, for a champion like Vi, all she has to do is use her Q to go in, and she could stick to an Ashe really well.
Ashe's greatest weakness is that she has never really been able to deal with people who can jump to her quickly, and that's where she relies on teams. For those champions that don't have dashes, or ones that she can avoid, then she should be quite fine. Playing Ashe is all about knowing how to kite properly, because she's got a fair amount of range combat. She's got 600 range, more than most other AD carries. So she's got the range she needs. The slow is incredibly useful, incredibly powerful, but is it going to be enough against someone like Vi, who can just jump onto her instantly? I've got to say, you're right there. she's not really the AD carry you want to deal with that. However, as long as her team plays properly, she should be able to do quite well. And it's risky. It's definitely a risky pick compared to someone like Jinx or Lucian, who would be seen as much, much safer. But I think that she can get through it, especially with a Fiddlestick support. One that's also got heal, not something we're very partial to seeing nowadays. We used to see heal run way, way back, but nowadays supports have been more commonly running Ignite or Exhaust, and we'll have to see how it works out for them, because Leona is running Ignite. Even if Fiddle does pop that heal to either save himself or save his own Ashe, then is it going to be enough? I don't know, because that Ignite is just going to mitigate half of it and just kind of nullify the point of the spell. But this is all speculation. We've got to get into the game first. 15 seconds away before the jump.
And loading in now. This is going to be a fun game to watch, just because both teams, like you said, are going to basically be duking it out this whole time. Both their comps are really orientating to go in and try to get down as many people as they can before they go down themselves.
Yeah, these team fights are going to be chaotic and crazy and just a lot of fun to watch. So we'll have to see where they go. Because like I said earlier, it's all going to be about who does what early on. Like whether Vi is able to get out the gank she wants early on, whether Lee Sin is able to land those sonic waves, able to follow up and get those kills. We have to see. And until we do that, we can't really say anything else. Because right now, everyone's got, I'd say, fairly safe lanes. The only thing I'd want to watch out for is top lane. If Malphite and Lee Sin are unable to stop that Vlad early on, then that could be a nightmare later on. And that's not something that I think Purple Team really has the capacity to deal with. They're mostly squishy. Lux, Fiddlesticks, Ashe, all very, very easy to blow up. And while you've got Sivir and Ziggs being incredibly squishy up on top, Vlad brings a lot of AoE. Ziggs brings a lot of AoE damage. And then you've got Sivir to clean things up. It could be potentially devastating if they don't get started early on.
And something I want to point out, though, is Malphite, he is running that teleport. So if there is a 4v4 down bottom, he can go ahead and teleport in, and Vlad can't stop him at all. Vlad has no form of CC to stop it, such as a silence, such as a knockup. So Malphite will be able to go down and help, since Vlad isn't running teleport. But Vladimir at the same time is going to be able to push that wave extremely fast and possibly pick up turrets.
That's true. Vlad has been known as one of those fairly strong split pushers up on top. Not the strongest, but definitely utilizing that Tides of Blood to really get the lane moving. And whenever Malphite does teleport bomb, it's going to be up to Vlad to make sure whatever damage that Malphite causes on the bot lane or at Dragon, or wherever he teleports to, that it's made up for with the tower. And I think he's got the capacity to do that. Not only that, I think with Vi's help, Vlad's just going to get rolling this game. Because he should be able to beat Malphite up on top. I doubt that we do. The pause already.
Already a pause coming out. But something, player in the bathroom apparently. But something I wanted to point out though, is the skin wars real quick. I forgot to do it while we were in Champions Select, but we have the Neon Strike Vi. Neon Strike Vi along with Blood King Vladimir, if I remember correctly, Bandit Queen Sivir, and then Snow Day Ziggs, whereas you have the Obsidian Malphite and Steel Legion Lux. So definitely have to give it over to Blue Team, or, well, Dyrus OP, for having those better skins.
You know, Combat, every time I don't cast with mouse, it's just one more time where I'm like, yes, no skin wars. I'm so happy. And then you know what? It always shows up no matter what, and it just makes me so, so sad.
Sorry, you gotta love the skins.
Yeah. Anyway, Call of the Bathroom is too strong. Hopefully, we will see him back very, very shortly, because I do want to see this game get underway. I want to see just how both teams are going to play this out. And I'm honestly interested to see who's going to win mid. The old school Lux or the newcomer Ziggs. Because that's what it really seems like to me. You're trying an old strategy against a much newer champion who kind of does the same thing. And I want to see who really has the technique to outplay one another and which champion is just, well, better.
Who knows? It may be a mid Vladimir. That's always.
It could be. It could. It's very uncommon. It could also be Sivir and Leona mid. You never know.
Malphite support?
Malphite support. Teleport. It's a pretty powerful move. And actually, it's quite useful. I mean, if you're trying to take bot tower, teleport onto a minion, that's what? 3-4 seconds of invulnerability on that minion? It could work. It's like an ohm wrecker. A longer lasting ohm wrecker in a way.
Oh man, I've never actually seen an ohm wrecker built, but
I've never seen an ohm wrecker.
Malphite and Lux both picking up early sapphire crystals. That's actually kind of interesting.
Yeah, it's something we haven't seen in quite a bit. It's not really clear what she's going for with that crystal then, because I thought she might just go for the Doran's Ring, play it fairly standard, close to the belt. And actually Fiddlesticks also, if he's Ash's support, like I think he is, and I'm 99% sure that he is, he's starting off with that Amp Tome rather than something like the Ancient Coin or a Doran Shield, even the Relic Shield. It's pretty surprising, but like I said, you've got to trust these players to know what they're doing. And if they're choosing to start off with the Sapphire Crystal, with the Amp Tome, and with the Longsword even, you gotta just assume they know what they're doing, that they've got a plan in mind, and that they know enough to follow through with that plan perfectly.
And right now, TSM, or TSM, however you want to pronounce it, they have a really funny name.
Dyrus OP. Let's just call it Dyrus OP.
Dyrus OP. They are all standing around that red buff. So Vi is going to be starting that, whereas Lee Sin is also starting red. So Lee Sin early is probably going to be looking for bot lane, whereas Vi is going to be trying to help Vladimir win that lane early. Vladimir is not the strongest early game, but definitely great potential.
Yeah, what he's got to watch out for is that Lee Sin could just come up there. Level 2, he's taken the Tempest and the Cripple. He could just go up to top lane, but no, he's opting to go down, continue his jungle. But, ooh, maybe mid, actually.
Wow, that early level 2 cheese. Who knows? It could work.
If it... Ooh, there's the binding.
Will he hit his Q? He does, but he takes a tower shot plus a Ziggs bomb in return. Definitely not worth it. He's going to be way far behind. Not even popping a health pot yet. So he's going to be hurting.
Yeah, I think it would have been smarter for Lee Sin to just go up to top lane. That Vladimir would have been a lot easier to deal with. And now he's actually pushed up, just like this bot lane actually. Ashe and Fiddlesticks not really tanky enough to deal with a level 2 Leona.
And Leona did start that Doran shield, so she's just as tanky as she could be at this point. And actually,
there's the
great Zenith Blade. And actually, Ashe has to flash away. That right there is what I was talking about, not having a lot of mobility. And same with Fiddlesticks, both of them having to flash away, both of them going extremely low. And actually, Fiddlesticks opting to stay in lane. Wow, this is very dangerous for the side of DYFD. But actually, now Sivir could be punished. And Lee Sin having to flash out now. So that's 3 flashes down, all burn bot lane, whereas Sivir still hasn't popped both her barrier or her flash, and she will be able to continuously pressure this tower.
Yeah, and Fiddlesticks has popped his heal, but now Vi is coming down for the cleanup. If Ashe and Fiddlesticks aren't careful, they could be giving up first blood down here on the bot lane.
Lee Sin is trying to make his way down though. He may make it in time, but it just all depends.
Yeah, let's see if Sivir and Leona are able to push it up. Sivir a little low, so any play that might come about would be incredibly risky. And now Lee Sin is going to actually run into Vi.
AFK Vi?
Ooh.
Wow, Vi not paying attention, taking a lot of free damage,
Oh.
and Lisa not opting to kick over. Very smart. There would have been a Leona there to help out Vi, but she took a lot of free damage and she's gonna have to back off.
Yeah.
So great job by DYFD to waste her time.
Yeah, that's just what they've got to do too. Like, I don't know what Vi was thinking, just sitting there in the bush like that. She had pressed the S key too. She was just completely stopped because, as you saw, Lee Sin came into the bush and she just stood there. There was no auto attack response, no nothing. She just stood there, took a couple of fists to the face before realizing, oh, maybe I shouldn't be sitting here anymore. And then
actually, Lee Sin now going again aggressive onto this Vi, landing a great Q, and Vi maybe going down here. Actually, Lee Sin has to run away. The Ziggs is there to protect her, but Vi just making some bad mistakes, and she is gonna have to back here. I don't think she was even able to fully clear her buffs, so that is going. Yeah, she wasn't even able to clear one Wraith from her Wraith camp, so she's gonna be way behind now.
Yeah, she's got to step it up a little bit, but I think she's actually doing quite fine. Meanwhile, up on top, this exchange between Malphite and Vlad, even so early on at that level 5 mark, Malphite just suffering. Even though Vlad is quite low,
Actually, bot lane, great aggression down, and Ashe will be going down to the Leona Ignite. That is first blood for Leona. As soon as Leona was able to land that second Great Zenith Blade in a row, they just immediately dove onto the Ashe and were just burst her down, and then had the Leona Ignite finish her off, and so that will be the first blood. Unfortunately, it does go over to Leona, but that is still assist over onto Sivir, and now they will be able to pressure the bot lane turret.
The thing is, even if up on top, Vlad in a spot of trouble here, popping that ghost. But he's able to live.
And actually, again, Leona just with great Zenith Blades, they were able to pick up that Fiddlestick, so now that is a double kill down bot lane technically for that Leona, but again, it didn't go onto that Sivir.
Here's the thing in combat. Would it be much better for the gold to be going to Sivir? Yeah, of course. But, getting a bit aggressive once again.
Leona just doesn't even care, just going extremely aggressive by herself onto the Ashe, taking Ashe down to half HP by herself. And now, Ashe is going to have to back off.
Oh, Lux in mid lane! No! So low. Oh, and gets taken out.
And Vi holding that. Wow, just aggressiveness everywhere. Ziggs trading that Lee Sin kill, and everywhere now. It's like you were saying, just tons of aggressiveness. And again, Leona diving in onto that Ashe.
Yeah, and
this time it may be a dead Ashe, but no. Fiddlestick's coming in at the last second with that silence, with that fear to keep her safe.
Oh. That barrier from Sivir just saving her life right there, almost giving up a kill. My gosh.
And now top lane, Vladimir popping everything, and he does pick up the Malphite. So that is now Malphite down, and now Vladimir will be able to pressure this top lane turret. It's already down to about half HP. So just tons of aggressiveness coming out everywhere from both sides.
Yeah, they're really keeping us on our toes, combat. No matter where we look, there's always something happening. And now this tower isn't going to fall just yet, but incredibly low, just like this Ziggs if he's not careful.
And Ziggs, if she does land that binding, doesn't quite get it, but now there is a Vi there to help out the Ziggs. And actually, they could turn this aggressiveness down. Great job by that Lux, just a ton of burst, and actually, Vi making a mistake, going back in, getting caught by the Fiddlestick Spear, and she will be going down to Fiddlesticks himself.
Ooh.
Top lane though, Vladimir stuck around too long, and the Lee Sin gank was able to pick him up.
My gosh. Everyone just dying everywhere. What was a lead for Dyrus OP just a little bit ago? They were 5-1 in terms of kills. Now has suddenly shifted to being about even again. However, the goal difference is still not equal. Vladimir is just dominating Malphite in terms of farm. Ziggs also doing a fantastic job, and Sivir has been doing everything she can to keep Ashe off these creep waves, down 45 at only the 9-minute mark. This is devastating. That's a BF sword on Sivir to a Vamp Scepter. Not good.
And Ash is going to pick up that early Vamp Scepter to be able to sustain more. But something I want to point out is those Sapphire Crystals were turned into Tear of the Goddesses for both the Lux and the Malphite. If anything, I would have expected the Malphite to build a Rod of Ages with his Sapphire Crystal. So that's very interesting. We're going to have to see how this ends up playing out.
We'll have to see. On bottom, could be some more kills.
Wow, so 1 kill already going down, and that... Oh, the Fiddlestick just barely surviving. Having to pop his heal, though, to be able to survive. And now Lee Sin going extremely aggressive onto this Leona, and he may be going down and paying the price.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, barely going down to that Sivir. So Sivir will be picking up those double buffs. And now top lane, also that turret falling down. And Vladimir going aggressive onto this Malphite. And actually Malphite popping his ultimate and Vladimir popping his. This may be a dead Malphite.
Ooh, not quite though. Oh gosh.
Just barely surviving.
Yeah, unfortunately Vlad was not able to get him with that Sanguine Pool as well. Would have been enough damage? No, probably not, but it would have slowed down Malphite enough. But oh, now Lux saving the day and taking down Vladimir, who's now 1-2 and 0. As devastating as these kills are though, Combat, it's his farm that's really sealing the deal at the moment though, because that gold difference is still increasing while the difference between kills really isn't. 7 to 7.
Wow.
Oh my god.
Sivir's Boomerang Blade going through the Fiddle and the Ash. And if I'm not mistaken, yeah. So it hit the Fiddlesticks first, which means it did 10 less damage to Sivir.
Oh, but a nice job by Ziggs, not enough though.
And wow, a lot of just aggressiveness everywhere.
Yeah. This game is incredibly kill friendly. But like I was saying, it's the Fiddlesticks.
Wow, great Fiddlesticks ultimate to dodge the Leona ultimate, and actually Fiddlesticks will be picking up the kill. Sivir has to be careful here though. There is a full team of Dyrus OP for the side of DYFD there. And actually Lee Sin will be picking up that kill onto the Sivir, so he will be getting back his double buffs.
Yeah, Dyrus OP's got to be careful now. I feel like they're getting very, very cocky about what they're doing.
And actually, wow, so right now, everybody for the side of DYFD is extremely low, except for that Malphite. But actually, a great binding by that Lux, and that will be a dead Vi. Do you even know how many kills that was back and forth? I lost track.
That was incredible. This Fiddlesticks is now 3-1-3. Lee Sin with 6 kills at the moment, and 2-1-5 on the Lux. However, it's still Dyrus OP with the lead. They've got towers, they've got farm. They're taking this game quite handily, if I do say so.
Yeah, and if they do know how to exploit, they are about 3.3k gold up. So that is a decent item advantage. And actually already Sivir has her Infinity Edge, whereas her Infinity Edge and boots, whereas Ashe only has a Vamp Scepter plus Berserker Greaves with Alacridity enchantment, which gives her the extra little bit of movement speed, which may help her out, but at the same time, it's still going to be really dangerous for her.
Yeah, I'm not sure upgrading her boots just yet was the smartest move. I think it may have been better for her to sit on that gold, maybe put it towards some damage, but if that's what she chose to do, then that's it. Building that extra movement speed on Ashe is incredibly fantastic. It does just help you kite a little bit better. There's the Ashe
Leona getting caught out here. She does go down to about half HP, but now there is the rest of the team for Dyrus OP picking up that, picking up the Fiddlesticks already, and Lee Sin going into a full team, and he may be going down here. Great kick to keep him safe, but on the side, Ziggs does pick up the Malphite with his bombs, and that was a 2-for-0 trade. Great job by Dyrus OP.
Yep, meanwhile, Vladimir is just still sitting top, pushing that lane. Ashe is going to deal with it the best she can, but I don't think it's going to be enough. And while all this is going on, that's going to be a dragon for Dyrus OP. Ooh, and possibly a Lux.
Wow. And Lux looks like she'll be going down to Leona, actually. So Leona, being a bloodthirsty support, she is now 3-2-2. So great job by her, and that will be the bottom turret also going down. They have sent 2 top lane to keep this turret safe, but they're losing too much bot lane.
Yeah, we're only 15 minutes in. We're already seeing 4 tower advantage over towards Dyrus OP. And they're just racking up these items so quickly. I don't really know what to say. You've got the Talisman of Ascension coming out on Leona. Same with the Unholy Grail. They gotta step it up. Purple side, come on.
Looks like Dyrus OP just trying to finish this game as quickly as they can. Maybe they have to go grab a smoothie afterwards or something.
Yeah, maybe they've got something else to do, but I don't know. Whatever it is, they're going for it.
Now this will be the blue buff going over to the Lee Sin, and actually Zig's trying to steal that away, but not quite. But now Vladimir in trouble. There is 3 top lane. He may be able to get away. He doesn't have this ghost. Trying to turn onto the Ashe. Didn't have his. If he had his Hemoplague 2 up, he would have been able to pick up that Ashe and maybe even more. Lux was down to about 3/4 HP, and if Leona had been there, that may have been a 3 for none.
I don't know if it would have been a 3 for none, but it would have been a huge advantage for Vlad. Unfortunately, like, while he's doing a fantastic job of pushing out, and he's got he's got a ward up there. That other one, those other 2 actually were just placed, so he couldn't have seen them coming up. But he can keep on pushing as long as he's got that sight. So now that he's got it, I think he'll be in a much safer spot. Well, than before anyway. Because leaving yourself open to getting 3-man gang, not something you want to have happen over and over and over again. Because right now he's 3-4-0. He's got the farm, sure, but he's died quite a few times, and that's not good. However, meanwhile, Ziggs might be in trouble mid lane if they choose to jump onto him. But,
and Ziggs does have that blue buff though, so he will be able to continuously throw out his little bouncing bombs and keep himself safe. And actually going aggressive onto that Lux, but actually great arrow by the Ashe, cashing out this Leona. Leona not even having time to pop anything of hers, and now Malphite coming in. But so far, Sivir picking up the kill on the Fiddlesticks on the side, and now Ashe may be going down. She's extremely low, but no! Lux saving her at the last minute, but Ashe is still alive and basically untouched, picking up a kill onto that Malphite. So far, it has been a 2-for-2 trade, and scratch that, it may be a 3-for-3. Oh my gosh, Ziggs missing his bombs over the top of Lux's head, and Lux just barely surviving. Oh, great dodge by her to get away, and now Ziggs has to be careful though. He could be going down if Lux can land a great binding and a great... No, missing her binding, and both of them just extremely low, dancing back and forth, trying to bind each other. And actually, top lane though, Vladimir picking up the kill onto this Fiddlesticks again, and Vladimir's... He's on this inhibitor turret at this point.
Yeah, he's just keeps on pushing, and that's going to be a dead Ashe. That Hemoplague is going to pop, and down she goes. Once again, not a good game for Ashe, unfortunately.
17-minute games, all outer turrets for the side of DYFD are down. Not only that, they are pressing already onto these inhibitor turrets. Mid and top lane inhibitor down to 3/4, but actually Vi, great job by her to pick up that kill onto Lee Sin. Lee Sin just got too aggressive.
Yeah, and that's going to be yet another kill for Dyrus OP, leading by 12,000 gold at only the 18-minute mark. This is quite a brutal lead. Yeah, that's a good way of describing.
Who knows? DYFD may be able to pull something out. They may be just trying to lull Dyrus OP into a sense of security, but actually Malphite surviving with only about 10 HP, so he was extremely low from that Sivir.
Here's the thing, Combat.
And actually, top lane getting aggressed on now. Fiddlesticks not even able to pick up one kill, diving in by himself a little too early. Lux and Ashe were not able to follow up, and that will be Fiddlesticks paying with his life.
Yeah, and now the action doesn't stop going down onto Sivir.
Sivir now getting aggressed on, just aggression everywhere. Lee Sin, will he be able to pick up the Sivir? Great dodge by Sivir to dodge the Sonic Wave, and actually great ult by the Leona to save the Sivir.
And now she's
Lee
just
Sin.
gonna act as a block too.
And wow, Lee Sin just continues to go aggressive. And actually, they could turn onto Lee Sin here. He's got to be careful. And that will be Lee Sin going down. Oh, just barely survived. No, Leona flashing to pick up that kill. Using her stun of the Shield of Daybreak to kill him. And now that is a dead Lee Sin. Lee Sin just chasing way too hard. And now top lane though, 3 people trying to get onto this Vladimir. And Ash wasting her flash, thinking she can get away, but the Hemo play getting the Vladimir. And actually, Lux has to be careful here. Oh! Vladimir was in the shop.
Oh, he could have had that too. That's the worst part about this.
And
but
actually,
now Lux in the exact same position.
Wow, that was interesting. She went through the Lux binding, but now she's getting aggressed on by this by just one more. Yes, there it is. That last Vault Breaker to kill the Lux, and now that's Lux going down. 23 to 15, 20 minutes in. Just a ton of kills everywhere.
Yeah, it's just the fact that Dyrus OP are playing so well this game. They're completely outclassing the other team, unfortunately.
And actually now Lee Sin getting caught out. Great kick by him to try and get by into that turret, but he will have to actually flash away now. So that, or actually no, he used his, that is my bad. He used his safeguard to get away, but now Ziggs picking up the kill onto the Fiddlesticks with his bouncing bombs, and mid turret now going down to the Sivir. Oh, Lux almost paying for her life, trying to get it, but that is the mid inhibitor turret down, and now again going aggressive from the side of Dyrus OP. Great job by Ziggs using those bouncing bombs to pick up the kill onto Malphite, and they will be getting this mid inhibitor turret.
Yeah, and with that turret, that should seal the game. Unfortunately, you just don't see the items coming out for Purple Team. Ashe has finally got that BF sword, but at this point it's just a little too late because Sivir's got an eye edge. She's got a static Shiv as well, and now she's just building towards that last Whisper. She is ridiculously far ahead. 150 farm.
Great job by using the Satchel Charge from that Ziggs to knock away the Fiddlesticks. Still his ultimate is down, and now they will, Dyrus OP will re-engage, picking up the kill onto the Fiddlesticks and actually trying to pick up this Lux. She does have the Hemo Plague on her. She will be going down from that. But actually great job by Malphite to knock up both the Vi and the Ziggs. That will be a double kill for Lee Sin though, picking up both of them. But now Vladimir is here for the cleanup. That is a triple kill for him so far. And he can't quite make it a quadra.
No, unfortunately not able to get that Lee Sin. But this might... no, it's not going to be a top tower. It's going to be taken incredibly low, though.
Oh,
actually...
That will actually... That will be, but they got it back off from that Fiddlesticks.
Yeah, Lee Sin doing what he can, trying to get that Vladimir. I don't think he can do it, though.
Wow, bot lane turret's getting shredded by this Sivir. She just does not even care, but she's getting caught by the Lux binding. And wow, just one auto attack plus her boomerang blade onto that Lux, just doing a ton of damage. And now she's got to run. Wow, she actually picked up one kill. Can she make it a double? No, not quite. But she will bring both the Ashe and the Fiddlesticks down to about half HP. So that is very, very scary.
Meanwhile, Lee Sin was just chasing that Vlad up on top lane and was just unable to do it. He missed his Sonic Wave the first time, and while he was able to follow it up with another one, and he was able to get the Resonating Strike as well later on, it just wasn't enough damage to take down this Vlad, who is now 11-5-2. He's just got so much damage on him. He's got so much healing potential as well. He's essentially unstoppable at this point. When you're that low in health, when you're about 400, and you're able to just work with your Leona and take out a Lee Sin like that, it might just be GG.
And now they are going to be aggressing up this mid lane. They need to get those other inhibitor turrets down. If they were to, or other inhibitors down, if they were to do that, there would be just tons of super minions flooding into DYFD's base, and they wouldn't essentially be able to do anything about it. They'd have to sit on their Nexus turrets. But now Vladimir getting slightly caught out, going down to about half HP, popping his ghost, but great Hemo Plague by him, landing on 3 people. And that's already these Fiddlesticks going down. Great triple kill by this Ziggs. And
No.
Vi? What? Quadra kill though. Vi stealing Ziggs Penta.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate, but you know what? That's an ace and a couple of Nexus turrets and the Nexus itself. So you know what? I'd say that's GG.
And that is GG. Great game by both Dyrus OP and DYFD. Fiddlesticks ulting in just for show. And wow. Oh, the Penta! Wow!
A bit late,
That
but it is there.
Penta.
Oh my word.
Wow. Great job by both teams. Well fought. Just tons of aggression. Ending it at 36-21. 24 minutes into the game.
That was incredible. While it did seem early on that it was a bit back and forth. Unfortunately, the farm gap just increased exponentially as the game went on. Vlad and Sivir and Ziggs just able to completely out-farm their opponents. And while you see them all with over 100 farm, no one on the other team got even close. The closest was Lee Sin, their jungler, at 61, and unfortunately, just not enough. It was a valiant effort, but not enough to save the day. And in the end, Dyrus OP just taking it. And that will be them through to the finals.
And that is the end of this game. We will be coming up with our February 2nd Mixed Division Tournament here soon, guys. So stick around, and we hope to see you all then.
Yep, see you soon.